If you want the tourist version of Jerusalem, buy a guidebook. But if you want to understand why the city is the beating heart and the most explosive location of the world, you need to see it through the eyes of someone who's lived it for 20 years. So, why a 3,000 years old tunnel or a hidden ancient wall is important in 2026? Because in Jerusalem, the past doesn't stay buried. It rises up every day and challenges the present. Here are 5 places you must visit when you come to Jerusalem. Site number 1, the Mount of Olives. The Mount of Olives. This isn't just a postcard view. In the Jewish tradition, the end of days and the resurrection starts right here. On the slopes of the mountain is the oldest and biggest Jewish cemetery on earth. More than 3,500 years Jewish people are buried right here. From the Mount of Olives, we can see an incredible view of Temple Mount, which is the reason for everything you know about Judaism and even Christianity and Islam. This is where it all began, where Abraham was tasted by God and the first covenant between him and God was made. You can see from here the old city of Jerusalem, which is basically everything you can see within the walls of the old city. You can understand the story of it and how it all corresponds with each other. But from here, you can also see the real old city, which is the biblical city of David. Today is out of the city walls as the city expanded over the years. But this is actually where most of the biblical episodes from the Bible and the Old Testament took place. And that's what leads me to site number 2, the city of David and the Pilgrim's Road. This is where it all began as well, the city of David. This is the original Jerusalem. Most people touring within the old city walls, but the oldest and the most important biblical foundations of Jerusalem are down here in the city of David, in the biblical Jerusalem. The palace of King David, the walls of the city, the springs and the water system, which is also the reason that an ancient civilization was developed right here. And for us, the visitors, maybe the most important things above all is all the evidence that we can find here in archaeology to what we read in the Old Testament. And if you want to dive deeper, literally, you have to walk underground from Charles Warren Shaft and the water system of the city to the newly opened ascent. The ascent of the Pilgrim Road is a 2,000 years old underground street that pilgrims used to walk from the Siloam Pool, which is the biggest mikveh or ritual bath of the city in the ancient times. From here they walked all the way up to the temple. It leads you to the famous southern steps. We knew about this ascent from many accounts like Josephus Flavius and more, but now we actually found them. When you stand here in the southern steps, you stand exactly where the prophet stood, where the rabbi stood 2,000 years ago. You aren't just reading the Bible, you're walking it. Site number 3, the Western Wall and the tunnels. From the southern steps, we hit the Western Wall Plaza. It's the heart of the Jewish people today and 2,000 years ago. But the wall you see here is just the beginning. From the moment the Jewish people lost their temple 2,000 years ago, in the Roman conquest, Jews comforted and prayed here at the retaining wall of Temple Mount, as close as possible to the place where the temple once stood. But if you want to dive deeper into the mystery of this mountain, you have to enter the tunnels right here from the plaza. The tunnels take you deep into the mountain's belly to stand directly against the massive foundations of the Second Temple. It's the subterranean journey where you walk on the original 2,000 years old street level. just inches away from the point closest to the Holy of Holies. Site number 4, the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. A short walk through the narrow alleys and you hit the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. Here, you're witnessing the sight of the greatest miracle in the Christian world, the empty tomb of Jesus. This point of faith is managed by 6 different denominations who have spent centuries arguing over every floor tile, including the famous ladder on the ledge outside that hasn't been touched since 1852 because no one can agree on who owns the right to move it. The Holy Sepulchre is a place of prayer and the holiest site in the Christian world. And this ladder, I think it gives a very good lesson about Jerusalem geopolitics. If you don't learn to share the holy will tear us apart. Site number 5, Machne Yehuda Market. Finally, you have to breathe. Machne Yehuda Market is the shuk. This is the new Jerusalem. It smells like cumin, roasted coffee, and beautiful chaos. After the holy sites, you need to feel the pulse of the city. This isn't just a market, it's one of the biggest and greatest culinary fusion on this planet. You have the smell of the spices and the fresh fruits and the za'atar and the cooking meat, and of course the sound of the vendors shouting and the music of the people who come here to bask in the streets and all the different cultures. This is modern Israel in a single bite. Ancient recipes from Yemen, Morocco, Iraq, Syria, Poland, Europe, and many other places meeting here in the market of Jerusalem. It is loud, it is beautiful, it is tasty, and it is easily one of the best food scenes in the world. So, why does a 3,000 years old tunnel or a hidden street matter in 2026? Because in Jerusalem, the past doesn't stay buried. It rises up every day to challenge the present. I walked through the streets of Jerusalem for 20 years and I can't get enough of it. It's a struggle, it's a miracle, and it's a home. If you want to see the real Israel, don't just visit it, witness it. And if you want to go deeper into the stories that mainstream media won't tell you, the real connection between the Tanakh, the archaeology, and the reality on the ground, hit the like and subscribe button and please share it with your friends. Until the next video.